You remember we started with banking final accounts and we had done um, a few important provisions related to non-performing assets during the last part of the chapter. I mean, last part of the lecture, we were covering with non-performing assets. So non-performing assets is divided into three parts. Performing assets is known as standard assets. Okay, up to 90 days, you can treat your assets as standard assets. Standard means performing, which has five parts. If you have direct advances, given direct advances to agricultural and SME sector, the provision is required to 0.25 percentage, up to 0.25. Commercial real estate 1 percentage. If it is commercial real estate related to residential housing sector, it would be 0.75. Housing loans extended at lesser rate 2%, and other advances 0.4. If your standard assets has crossed the limit of 90 days, it becomes non-performing assets. Non-performing again has three types: standard, substandard, doubtful, loss. Substandard assets, doubtful assets, loss assets. Substandard assets has again three parts. First is secured outstanding. If it is secured against any mortgage assets, it is 15% on that. The provision which is required to make is 15%. If it is escrow account related to infrastructural loans, if you have given somebody infrastructural loan and it is unsecured, 20%. And if another outstanding amount given loan for any other purpose other than the infrastructural loan, and if it is unsecured, it is 25%. Okay. Come to the doubtful assets, the next heading, subheading of non-performing. Doubtful assets has two different parts: secured and unsecured. But secured is divided into three parts again. So up to 1 year, it is 25%. 1 to 3 year, as the year grows on, the percentage of provisioning norms will also increase. So 1 to 3 years, 40%, above 3 years, 100%. This is all was about secured. When we talk about unsecured, of course, it is 100% because already it is unsecured, and uh, above that, it is doubtful. I mean, they have come up to a conclusion that it has been converted to non-performing. Not just non-performing, it has crossed the limit of substandard also, and it has taken a form of doubtful assets. Therefore, 100% related to unsecured doubtful assets. If it is loss asset, loss name itself tells you that 100% provision is to be required. Now, you cannot assume that even 1% will be recovered. Okay, so 100% unrecovered. Provision has to be made in the books for 100% loss. Are you getting my point? So we are going to do a few sums related to such problems which are non-performing assets and its provisions. So let's look at this question. It is very, very simple. You just have to make 4 different columns. That's it. From the following information, find out the amount of provisions required. See, it is provision required. Can you see the word? How the question will be asked is, find out the amount of provisions required to be made in the profit and loss account of Lord Krishna Bank Limited for the year ended 31st March 2010. The question will always be available with two columns. One is assets, that means advances, and rupees in lakhs, or maybe rupees in thousands, or maybe the amount which is available is in properly, it is not converted in lakhs or such like that. Okay, so next column will be amount column. Standard assets are given here 300. See, now you will think that standard assets has 5 different parts. Here, standard assets has 5 different parts. Now there in the question, they do not disclose what type of standard asset it is. It is related to commercial real estate, or is it related to direct advances to agriculture and SME sector? Is it related to housing, commercial housing estate, housing real estate, or it is related to others? So how we will understand if nothing has been disclosed in the question about the type of the standard asset, then you will have to assume it is other advances. Other advances has how many has how much provision required to be made in the books? Yes. How much provision? I told you to revise all the figures, and just now I gave you the quick revision. So how much was the amount? Yes. Nobody remembers. 0.40. See, other advances. It is the point of standard assets and it is other advances. If it is other advances, it is 0.40. Okay. If you don't remember the percentages, you will get 0, because some will not be able to, I mean, you cannot be able to complete your sum. You will not be able to complete your sum, because then you don't know what percentage has to be applied. You will not be able to do it further. To do it, to be able to do it, you should know what are the percentages related to each category. There are different categories: standard, substandard, doubtful, loss. So you should know the percentages. I asked you to remember and revise all the percentages, but you guys are not answering me. Okay, tell me substandard when it is secured. See, they are giving you in the bracket if it is secure. So can anybody tell me if it is secured, what was the percentage? Look here, this is first sum, that's why I am leaving you. But then after this, I will not. See, look here. This is substandard asset and it is secured. If it is secured, it has to be given a provision of 15% in the books of accounts. Okay. Next, if it is doubtful assets up to 1 year, see here, doubtful, this is doubtful, secured up to 1 year, 25 percentage. 1 to 3, 40. Above 3, 100. Are you guys following me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so loss assets. At least you remember for the loss assets? Yes, do you?
100%.
Yes, 100. Okay. Now, shall we start?
Yes.
Okay. See, this is how you have to do. Wait, just let me give a heading so that I can save it in a proper folder. So, sum number 1, it is related to calculation of, see what should be the heading? Calculation of the provisions required for different set different sets of advances. Advances means assets. For bank, advances are their assets. So 4 columns. Always remember there should be 4 columns. Okay. First column will be advances. Second column will be amount, because in this sum They have already given rupees in lakhs. So you have to write here rupees, figures in lakhs, better. Figures in lakhs. Okay. On the right hand side of topmost page. Okay. Advances, amounts, amount in rupees, and the next column is percentage of provision required. So it should be percentage of provision required. And the last column will be amount of provision required. Are you getting? Start making these columns. I'm waiting for you. Start. I'll give you 2 minutes to make the columns. Yes, done. Shall we start? See, first two columns has to be copied from the question. It is not a difficult job. First two first two columns are already given. So what is first advances? What is the type of first advance? Standard assets. What is the amount of standard assets? 300 lakhs. That means it is actually 3 crores. 300 lakhs means 3 crores. Okay. Okay, tell me then. Tell me what is the provision required? Percentage of provision. 0.40. If they don't disclose anything about the types of standard assets, then you have to assume as
Other advances.
other. Yes, other advances. Very good. So it is 0.40. It is not 4%, huh? It is just 0.4. What we call as 40 paisa, no? It is not even 1. It is 40 paisa. That is 0.4 percentage. So 300 into 0.4 percentage. What is the amount? Yes, what is the amount? Guys, you need to do it
120.
on Calci. Come on, be quick.
120.
120. Okay. So 300 into 0.4 percentage is 120. Are you sure? Or it is 1.2?
1.2. 1.2, man.
Who said 120? It is not 40 percentage. Are you guys taking 40 percentage? It is 0.4 percentage.
1.2 RMM.
Yes, it is 1.2. Who said 120? Please, आप लोग ध्यान दो. ओके, आगे बढ़ें. चलो, स्टैंडर्ड के बाद क्या होता है? मतलब क्या दिया हुआ है? सब स्टैंडर्ड सिक्योर्ड. सो यू विल राइट सिक्योर्ड substandard asset. Substandard. Yes. So tell me, what is the amount of substandard asset? 200. It is already given, huh? It is already given in the question. First two columns will be copied from the question. Okay, tell me what was the percentage of secured substandard asset?
15%.
Very good, 15 percentage. So what is 200? 15 percentage of 200?
30. 30.
यस प्लीज आप परसेंटेजेस अच्छे से कैलकुलेट करो. 30 रुपीज आएगा. ओके. नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज डाउटफुल एसेट्स. Doubtful assets. Can you see the bracket which is given for the doubtful assets is secured? Can you see that? So it is
Yes,
already
ma'am.
given. Yes, you don't have to assume. It is already given. It is secured. And when it is secured, you have 3 different types again. So it is for 1 year, or sorry, up to 1 year. Up to 1 year. Next you have 1, 2, 3 years. Okay. Next we have more than 3
About 3 years.
years. Yes, what happened? Anything goes wrong? I mean, anything is
No,
wrong
no.
here?
No.
No.
About 3 years.
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Above, okay. आप ऐसे बता रहे थे. हाँ, more than 3 years को हम above 3 years भी short में लिख सकते हैं. Not a problem. So up to 1 year, what is the amount? Let's look at the question. 90, 60, 40 are
25.
the amounts. So this is 90, 60, 40. 90, 60, 40. Up to 1 year, we have 90. Up 1 to 3 year, we have 60. More than 3 years, we have, what to say, 40. It is 40 lakhs, 90 lakhs, 60 lakhs, that way. Huh? What are the percentages? Do you remember?
25,
Yes.
25,
25, 40,
40,
100.
Very good.
100.
Very good. Good job.
Yes.
Good job. So this is 100 percentage. So what is 25 percentage of 90?
22.5.
22.5.
Very good. It is not percentage. Huh? 22.5 is the amount of the provision required. It is the amount. And therefore, I have written here and specified here in the column, the heading of the column as amount of the provision required. And it is figure in lakhs. So it is 22 lakhs 50,000. I hope you understand. Next, what is 40% of 60?
24.
24.
Very good. Good job. Very good. Next, what is 100% of 40?
40.
40.
40.
Understood.
40.
Yes. Now last. Last is loss assets. Loss assets. What was the amount of loss assets? 30. Okay. What is the provision to be?
100.
Yes.
100%.
100%.
Yes. So what is
30.
100% of? Yes.
30.
30.
100% of 30 is 30. And last column, what you have to do is, okay, I will save it little later. Last column, what you have to do is total. Tell me, what are the total, what is the total of second column? How many assets you have? I mean, how much is the value of all the assets? 300, 200, 90, 60, 40, 30. What is the amount of total assets?
720.
120.
720. परसेंटेज का कॉलम का टोटल नहीं करना है. And you have to calculate the total of last column. So what is the total of last column? Will you be please telling me?
147.7.
147 point, sorry,
147.7.
47.70 because
7.
point के बाद मुझे
7.
point के बाद मुझे 2 digits चाहिए, तो इसलिए मैंने
हाँ.
7 के बाद 0 दे दिया. अच्छा, इसका मतलब क्या है? चलो इसका मतलब हम समझते हैं. लॉजिक क्या है? लॉजिक ये है, बैंक के पास टोटल एसेट्स कितनी है? 720 की. बैंक के पास कितने एडवांस, बैंक ने लोगों को लोन्स के फॉर्म में कितने एडवांसेस देके रखे हैं? लोन कितने देके रखे हैं? 720 lakhs. मतलब 7 करोड़ 20 lakhs. उसमें से उन्होंने एस्टिमेट करके रखा है कि इतना नुकसान हो सकता है, इतना नुकसान का प्रोविजन करके रखा है कि इतना नुकसान तो हो सकता है. ठीक है, तो कितना नुकसान हो सकता है? 1 करोड़ 47,70,000 rupees. When we convert it in proper figure, it is 1 crore 70 lakhs, sorry, 1 crore 47 lakhs 70,000 rupees. Out of 7 crores 20 lakhs, only 1 crore 47 lakhs 70,000 is assumed and provided for the loss. मतलब इतना risk attach है, इतना risk attach है, ठीक है, और उस risk का मैं provision करके रखती हूँ. ये सबको समझ में आया clearly? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we are doing the next sum also. Just give me a minute. Let me save this folder. Okay. So I hope you are doing it together with me. You are writing it down or you are done with writing part? Yes.
Ma'am, writing.
Should I wait? Done? Okay. Done, no? So let's look at the another question. I have another question. See the total. Is it matches? 720 and 147.50. Is it matches
Yes,
with
ma'am.
our
Yes.
answer?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I'm going to do this sum, but let me give you 2-3 questions in a simple format. Okay. मतलब एक दो सम हम थोड़े सिंपल फॉर्मेट वाले ले लेते हैं, उसके बाद हम वो 1.6 वाला सम करेंगे. ओके. Now look at this question. While closing the books of accounts of Janta Bank Limited, its advances were classified as on 31st March 2010 as under. Advances were classified मतलब different type of advances are given. Advances means assets. For bank, it is known as assets. Standard assets, we have 16,000 lakhs. Okay. Next, standard assets, they are not giving you any clarification, any bifurcation. So you have to assume it as other assets, other standard assets. Do you remember the same point that I had discussed earlier in the first question? Do you remember that?
Ma'am.
Okay. Next,
Yes,
substandard
ma'am.
assets. Okay. Substandard assets, you have secured also, you have unsecured also. Both the types are given to you. Secured 1000 and unsecured 300. Figures are in lakhs, okay? So secured 1000, substandard mein unsecured 300. So I hope you remember the percentage. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
it should be
0.040.
no, it is related to standard. I am talking about substandard. Shivani, I am talking about substandard. Okay, next.
15, sorry.
Yeah, it was 15 and
15%.
how much for unsecured? See, I'll show you the table. Don't worry. Look at this table. It is substandard. Yes, it is substandard. Look at the secured. It is 15%. 20% is related to escrow account of infrastructure loan. Now, are they telling you, are they informing you that it is unsecured related to infrastructure loan? No. If they don't
No.
inform you that it is unstructured, sorry, if they don't inform you that it is related to unsecured infrastructure loan, then you have to assume that it is unsecured other outstanding amount. It has to be treated as 25%. Okay, because no information is available regarding what type of unsecured substandard is. It is not specified that it is infrastructure loan. No. Therefore, we will take for secure it is 15%, for unsecured it is 25%. Only if they tell you that it is related to the unsecured part is related to an infrastructure loan of escrow accounts, only then it will be 20%. Okay. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. I was on 1.7 somewhere. Yes. Okay. Look at this question once again. Standard assets. Tell me what was the percentage of provision to be required?
15.
Required to be shown in the books is 15. Shivani, what
Which
I am
one?
asking is standard asset. Shivani, I am asking
Zero
you,
point four
what is the
four
percentage of?
Zero
zero.
point four.
Zero
Yes,
point 0.14.
yes. No,
Other advances.
other standard assets. So I'm asking you about standard assets provision required to be shown in the books of accounts. What is the provision required to be shown in the books of accounts? 0.4% of standard assets. Now let me ask you about substandard. If it is secured, what is the provision required? 15.
15%.
Very good.
Fifteen
Substandard,
15.
percentage.
substandard if it is unsecured, then
25%.
25. See in the solution also.
25%.
See in the solution they have also taken 25 percentage only. Why?
Yes.
Because they have not disclosed about unsecured substandard assets that it is related to infrastructural loan. Therefore, you have to take another part, the leftover part, which is other unsecured loans. Other. So that is 25 percentage. Let us quickly get shift to next part, which is doubtful up to 1 year. Doubtful up to 1 year, 1 to 3, more than 3 means it is secured. Because secured has 3 different parts. Tell me, up to 1 year, what is the provision required?
25%.
Very good.
5%.
1 to
25
3
percentage.
years.
40%.
Very
Forty
good.
percentage.
More than 3
40%.
years.
100%.
100
Very
percentage.
good.
100%.
And last
100%.
part is loss assets. What is the provision requirement?
100%.
100%.
100%.
Very good.
100%.
So, with me, you are going to do it. Please do it with me. Draw the lines. Okay. So, it is second sum which says calculation of provision required for different sets of advances. We have standard. Okay. And now we have substandard which is divided into two parts. We have substandard assets which is divided into two parts. The one is secured and the other one is unsecured. So what is the way that you have to, divide it into is that you have to write the heading first substandard, underline that heading the way I'm doing and which is already visible to you all on the screen. Please look at the screen, you will be able to understand them. So you have to underline the heading substandard assets and then you have to write secured and unsecured. Okay. Now one by one we will do it. What is the amount of standard assets? 16,000. We have already written on the right hand side topmost part of the sum. We have already written there on the right hand side figures in lakhs. So no need to write it again. You guys will have to write it. Okay. Now, what is secured substandard asset? 1,000. What is unsecured substandard? 300. What is doubtful up to 1 year? 700, 400, 200. It is 700, 400, 200. Up to 1 year, 700. 1 to 3 year, 400. And more than 3 years, or you can say above 3 years, 200. And loss assets, how much is it? 500. Are you guys following me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. What are the percentages? What are the total? What are the percentages of each of these advances? Let's look at that. Standard. If it is nothing, if they don't disclose anything that we have to pay, then we have to take others. I have written in the bracket so that you can understand it carefully. It is other standard assets. It belongs to the category of others. Okay. And when it belongs to the category of others, the percentage which is required to be provided for is 0.4%. Please note it is 0.4, it is not 40%. So 16,000 into 0.4%. Will you please help me out?
64.
6.4.
16,000 into 0.4 percentage. Percentage. You have to press the sign of percentage. Atifa, it is not 6.4. It is 64, beta.
64.
It is 64. See, do it again. 16,000 into 0.4 percentage. It should be 64. This is what students do the mistake. They don't understand 0.4. They take it as 40. They don't understand to, don't remember to press the button of percentage. You guys need to press the button of percentage, not equals to. Okay. Atifa, did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please correct your mistake. It is not 6.4, it is 64. Because it is not 0.4, it is 0.4 percentage. Okay. Now, 1,000 into what? What is the percentage of secured
15.
substandard?
15%.
Very good. 15%. So what is 15% of 1,000?
150.
Very good. Simple. Very simple. It is 150. Okay. Now, if I tell you, if it is unsecured substandard asset, what amount you will provide it for?
25.
25. Very good. So what is
The
25
amount is
percentage of 300?
75.
Very good.
7.
Very good. It is 75. It is 75. Okay. Now, let's shift to the part of doubtful assets.
175.
Wait.
170.
Wait. Up to 1 year, what is the percentage? 25. 1 to 3 years, 40. More than 3 years, 100. You must have already written all the percentages. Now you tell me what is 25% of 700? Yes,
175.
175. Very good. What is 40% of 400?
160.
160.
What is 100% of 200?
2.
200.
200.
Yes. And what is loss assets?
500.
Loss assets का
500.
provision कितना होता है? 100%. What is
100%.
100% of 500?
500.
500.
So tell me the final total of second column and fourth column. The total of second column and fourth column. This is what I need.
19,100.
19,100.
The total of second column
19,100.
is what you are telling me.
First column amount.
क्या मतलब second ना? हाँ मतलब कितना बोला आपने?
Yes. 19,100.
19,000.
90,100.
19,000.
19.
1910.
19.
Okay. Is it correct? Is it correct?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. The last column total is? The last column's total is? Ravina has written me the total 1224. Ravina, you need to check because
13,000.
Vaishnavi and Pranali and are telling me 1324.
1324.
1324.
1324. So, Ravina, you need to check with the answers. Is it okay? Are you getting my point? Is the sum easy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, is somebody writing still? Should I be waiting? Or you are done with the writing part?
Done, ma'am.
Then, very good. Good job. So, for now, I'm giving you two sums to do it. I mean, let me start with one single sum. I'm giving you one sum and you have to do it. I will not be guiding you. If you need any help, if you don't understand anything, I'm there. You ask me. I'm waiting for you to complete the question. reading part and then writing down the solution part. I'm waiting for you. If you have any doubt, you ask me. Otherwise, you yourself have to do it. Okay. What is the question? Let me tell you. Okay, this is the question. See, from the following information, find out the amount of provisions required to be made in profit and loss account of Lakshmi Commercial Bank for the year ended 31st March 2010. Shivani, Vaishali, please mute. Okay, we have standard assets, rupees in lakhs, 300. Substandard assets, if nothing is disclosed about substandard assets. Okay, there is a new point. If nothing is disclosed about substandard assets has two parts, secured and unsecured. Unsecured also has two parts, infrastructural loan and other loans. So what type do I have to assume? Secured. If they don't tell you, see 15 percentage. Is it 15 percentage that they have taken in the question? I mean solution. So I'm telling you, substandard assets, if they don't disclose its type, you have to take it as secured substandard assets if nothing has been disclosed. Okay, standard assets, if nothing disclosed, then others, 0.4. Substandard, secured, 15%. Doubtful. Now doubtful, they are giving you first unsecured, that is 60. What is the percentage of unsecured doubtful assets? What is the
25.
No, Halima. What is the percentage of unsecured doubtful assets? Unsecured. Saurav have given me the answer. Very good. Saurav has given me the right answer. 100. Halima, beta, I'm asking you about unsecured part of doubtful. The
Yes,
answer
ma'am.
which you are giving me is up to the 1 year of secured assets. I mean secured doubtful assets. Are you getting my point,
Yes,
Halima?
ma'am.
Yes. So it should be unsecured portion 100% if it is doubtful. If it is doubtful. Okay. Now come to doubtful secured portion. Up to 1 year, what is the rate?
15%.
Very good. 1 to 3 year,
40%.
more than 3
40%.
years,
100%.
100%.
loss assets,
100%.
100%.